Hey YouTube, I wanted to share this article with you because I think it gives you a real fun thing to think about. And it kind of comes out of nowhere, and this article takes a very interesting turn. So I'm going to skip around, but just kind of bear with me. So this article is about William Friedkin, the director of the horror classic The Exorcist. He revealed that he was allowed to film a real exorcism at the Vatican earlier this month. The 80-year-old American filmmaker told a master class at the Cannes Film Festival late Thursday that he was invited by Rome's exorcist to record the event. "I was invited by the Vatican exorcist to shoot and video an actual exorcism which few people have ever seen and which nobody has ever photographed," he said. Friedkin said he was taken aback at how close the ceremony was to the exorcism depicted in his 1973 film. "I was pretty astonished by that. I don't think I will ever be the same having seen this astonishing thing. I'm not talking about some cult. That's funny. I'm not talking about some cult. I'm talking about an exorcism by the Catholic Church in Rome," he added. But the Vatican denied making any such invitation, and the Vatican itself does not have an exorcist, a spokesman told the Associated Foreign Press. Each Catholic diocese has an exorcist, and papal universities regularly organize training for exorcisms. So if it's such nonsense and such make-believe, fairy tale stuff, why do they go to the troubles of doing this kind of stuff? Having actual exorcists and papal universities that regularly organize training. So people often confuse any Catholic initiative / organization / person with the Vatican. Perhaps this is the case here. The director said he intended to shoot The Exorcist based on a best-selling novel by William Peter Blatty as a horror movie, but the more he learned, the more it became a story of the supernatural instead. And he goes on to about how this whole movie, the whole thing, was based off a supposed real exorcism case that happened in St. Louis, Missouri, right? So we're going to skip around here because this is where it gets interesting. So he's talking about the exorcism in St. Louis right here. So he said, I believed in the story Friedkin told the audience in Cannes, referring to the original possession of the boy. I made this story as a believer. I'm not Catholic. I don't go to church. I don't belong to a church or a synagogue. But I do believe in the teachings of Jesus, Friedkin added. I believe they are incredibly profound and beautiful, and we know that this character existed. The supernatural aspect I leave to each person's conscience and belief system, he added. I don't intend to join a church, and yet what amazes me is the fact that this man Jesus over 2,000 years ago preached in the desert, on street corners, and in synagogues, and there is no recording of his voice. Yet billions of people have believed in this idea of Jesus Christ. There must be something in there. I think that is fantastic. I really do. I love that. I think that's great. Boy, that doesn't tell you the power of Jesus of Nazareth, right? That's amazing. See, there's a fake Jesus and there's a real Jesus. And, the Vatican and all over the world, and these big L-lite, Saturn, Bellite, Satan worshiping cult members that created this system, whether it be underneath the Vatican or whatever, they have these vaults that are full of information and records that we're not allowed to see, which is ironic because the people are the ones who funded it and built the damn things. And I think they did have the same technology that we have now, if not better, way back even in those days of Jesus. I do. I don't care what anybody says. Because you can go to Robert Oppenheimer, the father of the atomic bomb, and that guy said that was the first atomic bomb, but well, in modern times. And there's been speculation, look that up, and there's been speculation for years about what that guy really meant. So my speculation on that statement is that we've had this technology forever, because there's nothing new under the sun. And you can call it crazy all you want to, but it's just as crazy as any other speculation because no one knows what that guy meant except him. But I think he meant that we've had this stuff forever. But isn't that kind of a fun thing to think about, that we've been lied to all these years for so long? And I like how Prince says it. Prince said it in his little chemtrail interview that, tell me the truth and let me figure the rest out on my own. Let me fill in the blanks. You don't have to do it for me, government. You don't have to do it, bullshit education system. Just give me the truth and let me figure it out for myself. And isn't that just a fun thing to think about, that somewhere on this earth, real deal voice recordings of Jesus could possibly be out there? I think that's really a really neat and fun thing to contemplate. Thanks to my subscribers.